Peak Leylah, gritty victory. Straight sets, Alexandra demolition. Dominance nearly slipped, 5-4. Coach earn every point. Fight for it now. Training secured the win. Rate your performance 1 to 10. 7. Near 10 initially. Lapsed but stayed gritty. Crowd support was everything. Lefty twins. Fast pace. Total mirror image. Crazy. Saw her speed early. Coach, she is you. Fast tennis. Fast life. Stop. Watch this immediately. Tennis is pure brutality. Stuttgart's scene of devastation. Complete emotional on-court breakdown. National hope meets reality. Match number emotional collapse. Tears under global spotlights. Cruel, merciless solo sport. Eala's nightmare Leylah Fernandez. Raw, unfiltered tennis truth. Prepare for major heartbreak. Look beyond the scoreboard. Suffocating, crushing mental pressure. Why she broke today. Young hype meets nightmare. Last-minute clay court trap. Clay Eala's fatal weakness. 5 wins, 13 losses. Red clay destroys athletes. Endless, ruthless tactical torture. Monster across the net. Leylah relentless, elite aggression. Mental warfare. Total destruction. Terrifying skill gap revealed. More than a victory. 6-1. A brutal warning. Absolute tactical mental suffocation. 0 time. Eala panicked. Desperate sliding. No rhythm. Leylah, the unbreakable wall. Fernandez went straight for the throat, hunting down every weak second serve and punishing the ball with pure, calculated aggression. Then came the second set. The scoreboard was a grim 5-2 in Fernandez's favor. In that very heartbeat, something happened that left tennis fans across the globe absolutely gutted. The camera zoomed in, catching the exact moment Alexandra Aya's composure shattered, and the tears started to flow. She stood there on the baseline weeping. But this wasn't just the pain of a losing score. Those were the tears of a player trapped in a state of total, paralyzing frustration. It was the agony of a warrior realizing she was helpless. Her every weapon neutralized by an opponent who refused to let her breathe. Let's get real for a second. Here at Propstein, we deal in nothing but the cold, hard truth. This isn't just a game anymore. This is a brutal display of psychological warfare and the heavy toll of mental health. This is the invisible, terrifying battle these young stars fight every single time they step into the bright lights. Fans watching at home see the fat checks, the silver trophies, and the fame. They see the Rolex deals and the stadiums, but they miss the soul-crushing isolation of a locker room after a public blowout. They don't feel the suffocating weight of an entire nation, expecting perfection with every single swing of the racket. Alexandra Ella's grief was so visceral because she felt her mind and body had simply failed her when it mattered most. In basketball, if you're having a nightmare game, a teammate can carry the load or cover your tracks. You can hide on the bench. But in the pros, tennis leaves you completely exposed in the eye of a hurricane. There is no shelter. No coach can call a timeout to pull you out of the fire. It's just you, your gear, and a scoreboard, broadcasting your struggle to the entire world, and Leylah Fernandez showed no mercy. Why? Because the Pro Tour is a shark tank. If you show a drop of blood, you get devoured. Fernandez has survived her own brutal cycle of injuries and ranking slumps over the last few years. She knows how fast the world can turn on you. She spotted a wounded opponent and didn't blink. She saw the vulnerability in Eala's eyes and buried her foot on the gas. That's not cruelty. That's the killer instinct needed to be a champion. You don't apologize for exploiting a weakness. You hammer it until the umpire calls the match. But I have a very specific message for the people on social media acting like this loss is the end of the road. To anyone daring to write off Alexandra Eala after today, listen up. You clearly know nothing about the mindset of a generational talent. Those burning tears she shed on the red clay of Stuttgart aren't a sign of weakness or surrender. That is high-octane fuel that will power the next 10 years of her career. Every legend in history has been humiliated. Every great has been crushed and brought to tears on the dirt before they learned how to dominate it. Rafael Nadal has been beaten. Roger Federer has sobbed on court. This is just the price of admission. Alexandra Aya isn't going to let a 6-1, 5-2 scoreline break her spirit for good. She's going to take this embarrassment, bottle it up, and drag it into the lab at dawn. She's going to hit 10,000 second serves until her arm feels like it's going to drop off. She will grind on that red clay until her shoes are literally worn to threads. She will learn how to turn this public heartbreak into a cold, aggressive fire on the court. This brutal defeat and these tears that the whole world just witnessed. This is the concrete foundation of a future Grand Slam champion. You can't rule the big stage until you've felt the soul-crushing pain of losing on it. The match is in the books. Leylah Fernandez earned her victory and moved to the next round with a performance that was fully deserved. Her movement and tactical execution were a straight-up masterclass in clay court tennis. But let's be clear, the real headline isn't about the Canadian advancing. It's about the brutal, unforgettable lesson a young Filipino fighter just absorbed. Professional tennis is a violent storm that doesn't care about your potential or your hype. It doesn't care how you feel. And it definitely doesn't care about your tears. Alexandra. Eala walked into a Category 5 hurricane today. She cracked. She showed she was human. But mark my words, tomorrow she won't be the one crying. Come tomorrow, Alexandra Eala is a Category 5 hurricane. She's the storm destined to level the entire tour. That wraps our deep dive here on Terrence Tennis Pro. If that loss stung and you respect the soul, the absolute grit and the tears Alexandra Aya bled on that court today, hammer that like button to show her some love. Fire off your gutsiest unfiltered takes in the comments below. Will Alexandra Aya weaponize this heartbreak to break into the world's top 10? How deep does Leylah Fernandez run? I want to see a total war in the comments. Hit subscribe and tap that notification bell, because right here at Tennis Pro, we're tackling the raw, high-stakes tennis stories the mainstream media is too terrified to touch. Thanks for riding with us, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.